All right, so we're in scene 4 of Act 1. Here we go.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle.
There's no art.
Okay, so here they're talking about the old Thane of Cawdor. So Duncan wants to know if they've completed what they set out to do at the end of scene 2. And so he comes back and says, yep, he confessed that he was a traitor, and he was sentenced to death.
To find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust.
Okay, it's pretty ironic that Duncan says this. He says, there's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. So talking about the old Thane of Cawdor, I really trusted him. So Duncan was surprised that to find out that the old Thane of Cawdor was a traitor. What's ironic about this, though, is now Macbeth is the new Thane of Cawdor, and clearly Duncan shouldn't be trusting him either, based on what we've talked about recently.
Ah, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything safe toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so, let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart. There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Okay, so here Duncan is just talking about how grateful he is for Macbeth and for Banquo, both of their performance in battle. He thinks was great. And then Macbeth comes back at Duncan and says, it's my duty to my country, to you, we're your servants. However, we obviously know that at this point, Macbeth probably shouldn't be trusted. The witches have planted this idea in his mind that he could be king. And so he doesn't feel he's obviously not as loyal to Duncan as he's saying that he is here.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know, we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
Okay, so Duncan announces that they're going to name their eldest son, so Malcolm, as the Prince of Cumberland, so, heir to the throne. They're going to make that official. And then after that, there's going to be a party at Macbeth's castle. His castle is called Inverness. So we'll talk more about that in a second. Macbeth says he's going to leave and let his wife, Lady Macbeth, know that everyone's coming over to celebrate.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears, when it is done to see.
Okay, so here's where appearance versus reality is coming into play. Here's where we start to see Macbeth's character change. So it's an aside. The other characters are on stage, but he's saying this just to us. He says, the Prince of Cumberland, so talking about Malcolm, that is a step on which I must fall down or else overleap, for in my way it lies. So he knows that that's a problem. If anything were to happen to King Duncan, it's not like Macbeth is next in line. Malcolm is next, obviously. So it says, stars, hide your fires. So appearance versus reality. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The black and deep desires are him killing Duncan. And now, think about this, he needs to get rid of Malcolm as well. And Duncan has another son, Donalbain, that he would also need to get out of the way.
True, worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
Okay, so then Macbeth leaves, and he's going to meet with Lady Macbeth and let her know that there's going to be a party to celebrate the win, the battle, and all of that. Okay, that's it.